Now, I'm sure you guys can imagine what I'm gonna say next. Then when I went to Hawaii, I never had a period. In my specific case of hypothalamic amenorrhea is essentially how I got my period back. Esquita, escorta. A lot of people aren't even aware of this. I went through 3-4 years of my fitness journey without even knowing a freaking clue about hormones, what they do, why they're important, especially as a female. Hey, we back though. 2 videos in 1 week. Who is she? Esquita, escorta. Okay, as you can tell, I'm a little bit wired right now. Guys, first thing that I wanted to say, because camera is still relatively new, I still need to get a new lens. Anyways, nevertheless, this also has a little mic. And when I first got the camera, I was like, guys, like, let me know what you think. And I remember seeing a comment, someone was like, the audio's good, but I hear something like a rattling when you're holding it. And I was like, some people are just like too particular, you know what I'm saying? But they were 100% correct. Like, I'm so illiterate when it comes to cameras sometimes, and my brother is like, that's like what he does. He's super into cinematography and photography. And so just the other day he was like, oh, you didn't tighten the mic down. Like, he was saying like, oh, must have slipped your mind. I was like, what do you mean tighten the mic down? Like, he was like you're supposed to screw the mic down so it stays. And this whole time the mic would kind of just like fly off sometimes mid filming, but then I would just like, you know, fix it, kind of start over, and like it was fine. And I was like, interesting. So now we ain't going nowhere. I can move this up and down. The mic is staying put. I'm ridiculous. Okay, next thing. I always get carried away when I start to vlog, and I just like kind of want to jump right into it when I forget to preface. So like this vlog is going to be all about a hormonal health update, and I also kind of wanted to use this video as like kind of a regroup of, you know, tips to help with natural hormonal balance and all that sort of thing, because there's people who still are kind of newish to my channel who are here for HA content and kind of missed it when I was initially going through everything. So I just want to help give you guys more support, because I still get questions about that. So many of us, especially in today's day and age, are struggling with hormonal imbalance that we aren't even like fully aware of. So we're gonna dive into all of that in today's vlog. But first, you guys remember last vlog, I ordered from Set Active, which I've never ordered from them before. I ordered a dress, everything was final sale, so I'm kind of like in the hole right now. I've sized up in the thing that I ordered, and I don't know if it's gonna fit me, so we're gonna do a live try on haul. A little nervous. I feel like this is gonna be the type of material that you could size up or size down and like it doesn't really matter. Ooh, I love the color already. Interesting. Okay, wasn't expecting it to feel like this. Oh no, now I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I feel like it's not the material. I feel like if it's too big, it's gonna get baggy. We're gonna see. It could fit me completely perfectly. The real question is, how do you put this on? Because there's built-in shorts on the inside, but then like this is happening. Guys, I'm so nervous. Okay, so I'm obsessed with this. Can you guys see what's going on? Like, can you see, or should I, like, are you getting the full effect of the dress? My problem is that I have the chest of a small, but the rib cage and the lats of a medium. So it's just really hard. I'm so happy with the color. I love the color. There's built-in shorts. It's like a smidgen big, but I think I am happy with it's not even big. It's a little loose, but I'm super happy with it, because I think I would have been super restricted back here. Like, I would have had spillage if I got the small. But like this is a little bit big, and like here is a little bit bunchy. But I'm also the person that I like my stuff to be like skin tight. I just do. I like when things look spray painted on my freaking body. But this is great. Look at the back. You guys, this is so guys, I'm gonna live in this. This is so cute. Next thing, I got the matching socks, because they were also on sale. In the purple. Look at the little, it says purple. Okay. And then I got a fanny pack, because it was also on sale, and I've been wanting one. So it's just this tan, like, fanny pack belt bag. Ooh, there's 2 pockets. I never can wear it like this, but when other people do, it looks cute. You guys! 10 out of 10 purchase. I just love when you're like nervous, you're not sure how it's gonna go, and then it succeeds. Then I got this little beanie, okay, set in Aspen. Is it August? Yes. Am I kind of planning to be in tropical locations? Yes. Did I still get it? Yes. I was gonna get the yellow and really last minute I was like, no, it's green. All right, a little bit of like egghead. I like when they kind of poof up at the top. It's cute though. I like it. Okay, sick. Livfiit pool starter pack. Roxy visor, a salad, my book, which I'm currently reading, Think and Grow Rich. This is like a classic. Sunscreen, this is the best one. Mineral-based sunscreens only, no harsh chemicals around here. Off we go.
Since your kiss felt like.
Well, I would say embrace it.
Yeah.
Sit with it.
I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but you know when you like blow on something when it's too hot? The first few bites I take in my smoothie bowl is like really cold, obviously, because of all the ice. And I always have the urge to blow on it because I somehow feel like that's gonna make it better. Let me give you a lowdown for the people who are new and like aren't super aware. I'm just gonna do a very general overview because I do have a whole playlist of videos on this if you're interested in finding out more in depth. Quick synopsis, back in 2020, I experienced secondary amenorrhea, or specifically hypothalamic amenorrhea, which basically secondary amenorrhea means that you had your period, you got your first period, it was regular, and then you lost it. In my specific case of hypothalamic amenorrhea, I had lost my period due to under eating and overtraining. A lot of people aren't even aware of this. I went through 3-4 years of my fitness journey without even knowing a freaking clue about hormones, what they do, why they're important, especially as a female. And since going through that whole experience of losing my period for a whole 8 months, it really sparked me to do so much research, and I learned how freaking important proper hormone function is, especially in females. And I learned how sensitive we are, especially as females, with our hormones. And I don't even mean that in a misogynistic way. It's literally just science. And I just did not know that under eating and overtraining could have a negative impact on your hormones, or impact your hormones at all, nonetheless make you lose your period and stop menstruating in the whole 9 yards. It just was basically the turning point in my fitness journey where I was like, whoa, like this goes so much deeper than the way you look. Like this really is about true health, and all of these things that we do on the surface level to try to, you know, be able to lift a certain amount of weight or grow this much muscle or be this lean or whatever the case may be. Like all of that is directly impacting our physiological health on the internal scale. So back to when I lost my period, at first we didn't really know that it was an issue because again, I knew absolutely nothing about hormonal health or the importance of having a proper, optimally functioning period. So once I found out that it was like, actually this could be a little bit concerning, you know, there's something deeper going on, I got my hormones tested. My estrogen levels were so low, again, because I was overtraining and under eating. My gynecologist wanted to put me on synthetic hormones, specifically progesterone, to help kickstart my period again. If you know me, I used to sugarcoat it in the, like previously. I'm openly against birth control now. I'm not for it. It's not something I want to put in my body. If anything, I just recommend everyone do thorough research of what is truly happening within your body when you're on birth control. That's the only thing I'm going to say, as opposed to you just blindly like going on it because you think that's what everyone does. But so I really did not want to get synthetic hormones. And once she kind of said that to me, I was like, all right, we're going to switch gears and really cure this naturally, because I thought if I got to this state naturally, I can get out of it naturally. So that's when I really turned to manipulating my lifestyle factors, making changes, and then within the next like 4 to 6 weeks, I got my period back completely naturally. And again, if you want to hear about any of this process like in detail, I have a whole playlist which I'll link. Okay, I'm hopping in to interrupt the vlog because I kind of last minute pulled this all together, but I was like, screw it. We're full on sending it, like not that big of a deal. We're just gonna go for it. So I've officially launched 2 digital products for all my lovely people, all my Livfiit community members, audience, my friends, my beauties. And basically the first one, I think they're just really cute. Like they're nothing epic, they're mini little launches, but I just think there's something really cute and a kind of just a good reminder and like a way for you to take a piece of the Livfiit brand with you like throughout your days. So the first thing are affirmation wallpapers. It's gonna come in a 4-pack, and basically each one is for a different, like has a different intention essentially. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the other digital product that I created, which is a whole just list of affirmations again in another 4-pack. So I created 4 different categories just for people who are needing to hear different things. So I have one for embodying your best self, one for calming an anxious mind, another one for stepping into your power, and another one for going through hard times. So I've essentially used each of those 4 components in these 2 digital products. So back to that iPhone wallpaper, there's a wallpaper for each one of those categories. So one for stepping into your power, one for easing your anxious mind, etc., etc. They're all a really cute design that I made completely from scratch, excuse me, with my complete original affirmations on there that I've used daily in my own life and that have helped me get out of hard times and, you know, embody the person that I am today. And then with that, I made kind of a more extended version where there's 40 complete unique original affirmations that you guys are going to be getting in this 4-pack as well. And again, each sheet is based in a different category with different intentions, and they have different affirmations. There's 10 on each sheet that correspond with that said intention. I feel like this sounds so complicated for no reason, but I essentially made that for you guys to basically use in any way that you want, right? So you can either print it out and keep it, like hang it up in your room somewhere, something like that, where you can see it every day with whatever sheet that you need to hear. You can pull it up on your iPad. You could use it as like a script in the morning, like when I say my affirmations to myself in the mirror. You could look at this on your iPad or on your computer, on your phone, and, you know, read right off it, so it's like a little script. Or if it's, you want to, you know, journal about them, you can look to them. If you're needing I keep stuttering. If you're needing affirmations in each category, you can go and reference this sheet to find affirmations that you're resonating with that you want to repeat to yourself and write down in your journal. So they really can be used for anything, but you were just going to get a complete 4-pack of 40 original unique affirmations just all for you, because I always get asked like how I come up with my affirmations, and they are all literally just from in here. They're all from my mind. They usually come to me when I'm meditating and things like that. So I just wanted to share them with you guys and help you guys out because it's something that I get asked a lot. And then I also just had that creative idea to make wallpapers, and I think the wallpapers are so cute. They look so cute on your phone. They're all different colors to like coordinate with each intention and like that coordinate with each chakra. So mini crash course, like your chakras are different energy centers throughout your body, and like your sacral chakra, which is all about confidence, that's like up kind of in your stomach, I guess, for lack of a better term, that color is yellow. So like the wallpaper that's about stepping into your power and like gaining confidence, that's a yellow background. So things like that. And you guys know I just am super intentional with what I create, so I put a lot of my heart and energy and intention into making these little mini products for you guys. So I hope they are able to give you guys what you need to hear throughout your days, and just as a sense of like comfort, inspiration, encouragement that you guys need, and just some words of love from Livfiit. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I will have it linked down below in my Stan store, and you can order, check out right there. And if you do choose to order from me and just support me and myself as a brand, I just really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys regardless. Every view, every like, every comment, everything means the world, and you guys allow me to do what I love doing every single day. So I don't want to come off too salesy, but I did just want to finally get some things out there for you guys and bring some of my ideas to life. And I can promise you this is only the beginning. All right, I'm getting ready for a yoga class. I can't not wear my one piece when I go to a yoga class because I just can't help it. Now, I'm sure you guys can imagine what I'm going to say next. Then when I went to Hawaii, I never had a period. I was on my period like when I arrived, and then I just didn't get it again for those 2 months. Now, this is where there's kind of like a little bit of a caveat, because it wasn't the same situation as to like why I lost my period previously, because I wasn't any leaner. If anything, like I know I came back a couple pounds heavier. I still am a few pounds heavier. I was not overtraining. Like I was barely, the best that I was doing was like getting to the gym 5 days a week. 4 days a week. That was like the most I would ever go. but I was just like active overall in my day, whether we were like surfing, hiking, just like exploring, walking around. Like I wasn't ever really just like sedentary all day. So that also could have played a role. So then I'm sure some of you guys are like, okay, then like what caused it? Now this is what I was saying when I said so many different things can cause your hormones to fluctuate. And specifically in my case, something that I realized, especially because the first time I lost my period was when I was in Spain, I think that overall, I definitely have two different sides to me. Like I love the adventure sides of things, but then I also have the other part of me that like thrives off of routine, like especially my body. That's what I think the biggest reason why I lost my period when I was in Hawaii, and that's honestly something that my gynecologist told me, is that just in like a change of scenery can be enough stress on your body to like not feel safe to have a period. So I do think that was like the number one reason. Another reason why I think that it might have gone away was because basically when I first recovered my period, a huge thing that I did, which I'll get into, was really prioritizing healthy fats and specifically omega-3s. And I would either take like a supplement, or I really incorporated like seeds. So chia seeds, flax seeds, and then salmon is another great source. However, since I was living alone in Hawaii and I was trying to stay in a food budget with things being a little bit more expensive there and only being there temporarily, I was like, I can live without chia seeds and flax seeds for the 2 months, and I would have salmon like occasionally, but I feel like not very often. So I really had minimal omega-3 intake, and I just think it's especially important for me because my hormones are just overall still sensitive. And with that, I was definitely eating more processed foods, and I just was eating out more. I was having a lot of sugar from just like acai bowls and ice cream and donuts. And I don't mean the sugar in the acai bowls from the fruit. Like I just will guarantee you in some of those commercial acai places, there's added sugar in those things. And processed foods can also impact your gut health, which can then impact your hormonal health and things like that. And then the last reason I could think of is that maybe I just still wasn't eating enough for, again, because I wasn't necessarily super active or training very intensely in the gym, but I still just may not have realized that I needed more calories just from me, you know, living my life there, just because I had a more overall active lifestyle than I'm used to. But I wasn't like super stressed about it in the moment because I knew that I just kind of needed to give my body the space to adapt. I knew it was a new space. And like I said, I knew my body kind of struggles sometimes being in a new atmosphere. And again, I think it just struggles a little bit because of my, you know, previous hormonal imbalances. So my hormones are just overall sensitive, which is why I wanted to document this, because I feel like my life is going to be a forever experiment with my hormones to see the long-term effects of just HA and hormonal health. I just wanted to kind of keep an eye on it. Like I was very aware, because I always track my cycle. So I was very aware of it when I had missed my period, and I just kept my eye on it. And then before I came home, I was like, that's a really big goal of mine, is to work on my hormonal health and, you know, really get things in check again. So then when I came back from Hawaii, I was like, okay, we're gonna get our crap together and get our hormones back to optimal. And then literally 2 weeks later, I was able to get my period back. So that was also a huge sign that it wasn't something like super serious, because literally 2 weeks later I got my period. So the last thing I wanted to talk about in this vlog is essentially how I got my period back, which I feel like is the most important thing to answer of this whole situation. Again, I do have a whole video on this, but just because I feel like it's been a while, a long time, so I figured, well, we're gonna reiterate it for the people. So how I originally got my period back, the whole entire goal and plan of attack is to help mitigate stress in as many areas as you can within your body, because that's what I said previously. The reason why you lose your period is because of, at the end of the day, the underlying issue is that your body's just in a state of high stress. So the way that I did that personally, because again, it was a result of me overtraining and under eating, I first initially just started to eat more, specifically carbs and fats, because my protein is always pretty high. So I just slowly started to eat more protein and fat. I know a lot of people always used to ask me, like, did you track? Did you eat like 2,500 calories a day? I didn't track. You guys know I'm not a huge tracker. I just was a really big advocate of slowly increasing calories instead of feeling like you needed to jump from however many you're eating till the next day eating 2,500 calories, because that again, in and of itself, is a stress on the body. So I just felt like the best way to do it was to slowly increase it, because again, it's not like your life is at risk by not having a period, right? So for me, in my case, because it wasn't super severe, I don't want to speak for everyone, but it wasn't really necessary for me to jump that high and have all this stress and etc. and like be super stuffed full when my body wasn't used to that food at that point in time. So I just slowly but surely increase my calories like week after week, just very intuitively. I just would have like a little bit bigger portions of oatmeal. I would just add more volume to the, not volume, I just was trying to make my portion sizes just a little bit bigger just by visualizing it, just by sight, and then just over time I increased my calories. I also drastically pulled back training. I completely stopped doing HIIT. I used to like road bike. I stopped doing any sort of like distance cardio. I even took back my step goal, and I really halved the intensity of my workouts. Like any weight I was doing, I pretty much halved it. I went down in half the weight. I tried to do less exercise as well. So just overall, I just was trying to decrease the overall volume and intensity of my training. Like I'm saying, I probably halved everything in my classic training routine. And I'm telling you guys, like, do not underestimate the power of walking, because that's something like gives you that outlet of movement, right? And like that same kind of fulfillment that exercise gives you, but it's way more low stress, lower intensity. And honestly, it actually simultaneously helps relax the body. So it's a very powerful tool when you are struggling with HA. It allows you to get movement, burn some calories, but again, like I'm saying, it helps you kind of to kickstart that parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest nervous system, which is what relaxes you. And again, that's what we want to be channeling when you're trying to recover from HA. So walking was another huge thing. Another thing, overall, just stress management. I meditated a ton. I was journaling. I just tried to de-stress in whatever way that I could, and specifically mentally, because everything is connected. You guys, I say it all the time, like your mental stress and physical stress, it's all freaking the same thing. It's all intertwined. One impacts the other and vice versa. So just as much as it's important to physically de-stress, it's important to mentally de-stress. So I was meditating, and I also used like manifestation kind of, and like the power of the mind to heal the body with the mind through meditation, which I know might sound crazy to some people, but I would meditate. At this point, I honestly don't even care. It's been so long. Like I still do this stuff to this day. Like when I'm trying to heal, I did it with my wrist when I was trying to recover from breaking my wrist. But I would like place my hands over my womb, and I would focus on just sending energy and love and light to my womb. I would practice affirmations to myself, like my hormones are regular, my hormones are balanced and at optimal levels. I have a regular functioning period. I would just speak it into existence and do those affirmations, because that also subconsciously was encouraging me to keep on that path of recovery. And then I think the last really big thing that I did, also sleep. Always prioritize sleep, 7 to 9 hours, no question. Caffeine can be iffy for some people. I don't really ever drink caffeine, so it wasn't a part of my recovery, but like ideally that's not something that you want to drink first thing in the morning, especially before food. So also consider pulling back your caffeine intake if you're really big into that. I would also recommend looking into gut health, like properly taking care of your gut. I don't want to go too into that, or else this is going to be so long, but sometimes like processed sugars and things like that can irritate your gut as well, can affect you hormonally. The last really big thing that I want to say is supplementation. So I use natural supplements. It's something that I turned to right after I was making those lifestyle changes. It's really important. Like these supplements aren't going to cure you without changing your lifestyle, but they're meant to supplement that lifestyle change and kind of bring you that extra mile. And that's exactly what it did for me. So number one is maca root. This is just known to naturally help to balance your hormones and regulate your cycle. Vitex is another one that does the same thing. It helps to naturally regulate your cycle. Vitex, it's also called chaseberry. That was the biggest thing that completely changed the game for me. Like when I started taking that, when I was in that 4 to 6 week recovery, like 2 weeks later, I had gotten my period. So Vitex is a great one. Ashwagandha is another really good one as well. If you're very high stress, that's something that it's a natural adaptogen that will help your body just manage stress better and just balance out your adrenals and your cortisol levels. 4, you also can supplement with an omega-3 supplement. That's something that I did as well when I was in the heat of my recovery, as well as eating more healthy fats. So like chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, salmon, avocado, that sort of thing. But omega-3s are really important. That really helped me as well. We're gonna have a slight scene change so you guys don't get too bored on me. So what I did when I came back from Hawaii was that I basically just kind of did those similar things, but just kind of in a more mild tone, because again, it wasn't like as serious. So I just started to eat like a little bit more. I had a little bit more carbohydrates. That's when I turned to like yoga and Pilates, right? So that was a big reason why like my most recent week of workouts was really recovery heavy, because I wanted to give my body that time to regroup, because it clearly needed it. So I went down to 3 training sessions a week, and then I was doing more yoga and 2 Pilates classes a week. That I think also really helped me to manage stress. Again, I'm always meditating. That's been a big thing I've been super consistent with since being home from Hawaii, which I think has also really helped me. Same thing, I would meditate a few times with like putting my hands over my womb and really focusing on sending energy to my womb and my ovaries and all that good stuff, my lady center, my lady temple. And then I went back taking maca root and Vitex, and that was really it. I just took it for about like 2 weeks, and like I said, then I got my period. So those are really all the things that I did. I didn't do anything too crazy, just again was super intuitive with it. And again, it's hard to say if it was because my body was overworked or if it just simply was because I was in a new setting in a new place in Hawaii, which is kind of disheartening because I'm wanting to travel a lot, and if my period, if my hormones are just this sensitive, it's like, you know, gonna make things difficult, I feel like. But I just want to share that because a lot of people don't, like, you don't need to necessarily have like these drastic hormonal imbalance symptoms or like completely have a missing period to struggle with hormone imbalance like symptoms, like mild ones. And so just I wanted to share what I did to help like optimize my hormone levels again, because I just feel like that everyone can value from this, like I'm saying, whether you like have completely a missed period or not. And I also just wanted to continue opening the conversation and still speak about it, because even though this happened, you know, like 2 years ago, it's still so important. I still want to continue to spread awareness on this topic, especially for young girls or just all of you guys who are getting into training and taking it more seriously. Like, it does directly impact our hormones and therefore our internal health. And it's just really important to remember that what we're doing in and out of the gym, right? All this health practices that I preach, right? They're for a reason. They're for our internal health, and it's so much more beyond just of what we look like. So just want to be vulnerable with you guys, transparent. For a second, I was like bummed with myself that this happened again. Like, I was like, did I just let you guys down? Did I let myself down? But again, it wasn't intentional, and like I'm still human and I'm constantly learning about my body as I go through this. That's the beauty of this whole process. And that's honestly the beauty of being a woman. Like, we're sensitive, our bodies are sensitive, and that's okay. And I think it's a beautiful art that I'm learning to kind of navigate this whole just situation with my period and with my hormones, and, you know, balancing it well with training and things like that. If you guys are struggling with anything like this, just know you're not alone. If you lost your period again for a little bit, you're not alone. And I really hope you guys learned something at the very least from this video. And so yeah, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to go visit my Stan store if you're interested in either of those two products that I just recently launched, the new affirmations wallpaper or the just affirmations for you to have like a little script to read off of in the morning, whatever the case may be, if you want to print it out and put it in your room or whatever. And also if you just want to support me in this brand, I just would really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.